Today, you will discover the truth behind one of the Bible's greatest mysteries. Have you ever heard of a spiritual battle that took place right after the death of a man? No, we're not talking about a normal war. We're talking about a celestial dispute between an archangel and Satan himself. And the reason? The body of Moses. The body of a dead man. What could possibly be so important about a lifeless body that it led the devil himself to fight for it? Today, you'll hear one of the most mysterious stories in the entire Bible. Get ready, take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear isn't just a story, it's a revelation. Candle the death of Moses. Moses, the deliverer of the Hebrew people, the man who spoke face to face with God. After leading the Israelites through the desert for 40 years, Moses reaches the end of his journey. In Deuteronomy 34, we read that he dies in the land of Moab, and the text says something incredibly strange. And the Lord buried him in a valley, but to this day no one knows where his grave is. God buried him? Why hide the location? What was so special about that body that it needed to be hidden? Smiling face with horns, the dispute in Jude 1 verse 9. Now, pay very close attention. There's only one single verse in the entire Bible that mentions what happened after Moses died. It's in the book of Jude, verse 9. But Michael the archangel, when he disputed with the devil and argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce against him a railing judgment, but said, "The Lord rebuke you." A direct confrontation between Michael and Satan. And what was at stake? The body of Moses. An invisible war. A spiritual clash. But why? What did Satan want with that body? Theories and explanations. Theologians, scholars, and mystics have debated this for centuries. Here are some of the most accepted and disturbing theories. 1. Idolatry. Moses was revered. The people saw him as a bridge between them and God. If they had known where his body was buried, they could have turned it into an object of worship. Satan would have used that to lead them into idolatry, just like he did with the golden calf. 2. The legal right of the accuser. Satan is called the accuser. He may have argued that because of Moses' sins, like striking the rock in disobedience, he had a right to that body. It was an attempt to discredit God's servant. 3. Sabotaging the prophetic plan. But there's an even deeper theory. Moses' body still had a role to play, and Satan knew it. The prophetic significance. Centuries later, in the New Testament, Moses appears once again, not as a spirit, not in a vision, but in the flesh, alongside Elijah, on the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus. This is recorded in Matthew 17. A supernatural moment. Moses, representing the law. Elijah, the prophets. And Christ, grace made flesh. Satan wanted to stop this. He wanted Moses' body to be corrupted, destroyed, lost, because he knew Moses would still point to the Messiah. Cross swords, Michael, the warrior. Michael is not just an angel. He is heaven's warrior. In Daniel 10 and Revelation 12, we see Michael battling demonic forces. And in Jude 1 verse 9, he appears again. He doesn't curse the devil. He simply says, "The Lord rebuke you," because even spiritual warfare has rules. And in this war, even angels know that only God can judge. Puzzle piece what the early church believed. Church fathers like Origen and Irenaeus reflected on this passage. Some believed Moses' body was resurrected by God. Others said he was taken and transformed. But one thing is clear: God never leaves traces without purpose. Moses' body was hidden because his destiny wasn't over yet. Scroll Moses, the law and grace. Moses represents the law, and Satan wants to keep humanity under the weight of condemnation. But Jesus came to bring grace. Moses' appearance beside Christ marks the transition from law to grace. And that's why Satan fought, because Moses standing beside Jesus was a symbolic defeat. The victory of the cross was becoming undeniable. Balance scale what this means for us. This story teaches us, not even death can stop the plans of God. That our bodies, may carry an eternal purpose. That Satan still tries to accuse us, to bind us to our past. But it is the Lord who justifies. If God hid Moses' body, it's because he still had plans. And if he preserved Moses, he will preserve you too. One body, one battle, one secret buried between heaven and earth. How many other invisible wars are happening right now? And you don't even know? Don't be fooled. The spiritual realm is real. And everything, absolutely everything, has a purpose beyond our understanding. Not even death can stop the plans of God. If you're fascinated by hidden mysteries in the Bible, and want to keep exploring the depths of the spiritual world with us, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Because here, the darkness doesn't hide the secrets, it reveals them.